Welcome back to Fourth and Fantasy. We are doing our 2025 fantasy football recap. I know some of y'all got some championships and some of y'all got your asses sent back home. Nevertheless, here we go. Let's get to it.
Yeah, I don't follow no script. I make my own lane, got a spreadsheet mind and a red brass brain. Dynasty beats got that tape in my veins while they drafting by names. I'm exposing their game, no cap. We study the craft like film room rats. Gyms in the fourth while they stuck in the past. It's levels to the dynasty, keep or flex. From rookies to pros, we demand and respect. That's real. And I ain't never need clout for my clout to show. Just a mic I take and a team I grow. This ain't just picks, it's principle G. It's fourth and fantasy where you build your legacy.
We're 10 toes down and we stand on facts. Hope you're having an amazing day and hope you had a good happy new year. It's 2026, but we're still going to talk about some 2025 real quick. I am Hancho and this is my guy.
Siriaco, call me Rocco.
And we are your fantasy playbook to more championship wins. And I hope we stay true to our motto because, God damn it, I know my boy Rocco did. And Rocco, where are we the land of?
We are a fantasy football podcast for Dynasty Sickos by Dynasty Sickos. Everybody is welcome. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, everybody is welcome. And we already got Jamie in the house. Sup, dudes? Hope you're having a good new year. God damn it, 2026. I feel it's going to be a wonderful type of year for us. And in 2025, I feel like we ended on a great and kind of sad that the football season went by so goddamn quick. Rocco, I know we were talking about it off the screen, but you had a pretty successful 2025, and some of us had a little bit of lows. I know I had quite a few third places, fell short this year, but also won a couple of few. And shout out to a couple of people on our Discord who won their first championships this year. Hopefully, we were part of that. But Rocco, how we feeling today or tonight, my guy?
Oh man, feeling fantastic, man. Another two back-to-back years. Winning a good handful of trophies. So it feels good. It feels good. I gotta say, my two most successful years in fantasy ever. Got three back-to-backs. I won 5 titles this year out of 32. I want to say 32, but one I picked up from Benny, which was like a super team, and I picked that up like towards the end of the season just so I can get my feet wet. Probably wouldn't have took it if I knew the trade deadline had passed. So I really couldn't do anything except work waivers in that league. So try to win the title in that league in 2026, but. Yeah, 5 titles. I'm happy with it. 3 back-to-back. 4 league champ title. Well, 5 now because I won the
5 time.
Because I won the I won the rest of the season contest, which was $50. So that's
Hey,
another $50 that's going into my league save. So I look to have all my leagues for next year paid up. Oh, P-Rog with 11 championship. God dang.
and our guy, Mamanga. Sup, fellas? Happy New Year! Happy New Year back to you, top shotter. Hope you're having an amazing 2026, even though we're only 5 days in.
Yeah, and I thought I was doing something. I won 11 titles the last 2 years in the first leg of those 3 back-to-backs. I won all of my bigger money leagues this year, which I've never done.
All it takes is winning a couple of those. Have a good year.
I only won one of my $20 leagues, nickel and diamond leagues. I didn't quite win. I got 2 second place trophies, so I lost a couple title games.
Mhm.
Uh, three, yeah, no, three second places. I was in 8 title games, and I rallied to win 2 third place prizes. So I got my money back in those. So yeah, all in all, not a bad year for myself.
Not a bad year.
Not a
That was
bad
my good shit, my
year.
boy. And shout out to Jamie. I won 11 championships, but the best one is the back to back in my good. What is it? Going for two staff league. Hey man, shout out to that. I know I won I won a league where my coworker invited me to, and he knows that I do a podcast, so he was kind of like talking shit all year, like you do a podcast and we'll you go 8-6, and I ended up, and mind you, I didn't even select my team. I accidentally auto drafted. Like I missed the draft, and that team. I made a couple trades, hit the waivers, and one still came in first. And this is after they revoked my trade that would have had me acquire Devin A Chain, but they vetoed it
Why?
because I was just early to the game. I had got out on Ramondre Stevenson early when he was having those couple weeks, and this is when he just got his like that little ankle injury, so you didn't know if he was going to be out. But I also paired him. I have to look back at the trade, but it was going to be like Ramondre Stevenson sending out. I think it was going to be Garrett Wilson for Devin A Chain, and he had accepted it. And then I guess people had an uproar. I was like, "What you mean?" Oh, and I said AJ Brown at the time with it, and they still vetoed it.
So they were just hating.
It was see, there we go. They were just hating, so they reversed my joint, and I still won.
How can you stay in a league where people are gonna just hate on your trades, man? That would be the sign for me to get the hell out of there.
Yeah, I don't
Um,
think I'm coming back next year. It was on Yahoo, and but I ran with the money.
yeah. Peace out.
Yeah,
Drop the
well,
mic.
that was probably the biggest part, of the leagues that I won. Felt good though because they were just talking shit all year, so I got that lick back.
Yeah, the one other thing that was pretty cool this year is I ran the table in my first league, went 16-0. And it was against the guys from the FFU, so it wasn't against Joe Blow in the home league. This was
Yeah.
against people that know what the hell they're doing. So that was pretty cool. Beat Chev in the championship game. Ran
Hey,
the
and
table.
I want to say shout out to one of our guys that's in multiple leagues with us, Omar. He went on a crazy run this year. I would say he won our Triple Crown League. He won our DFB League. He won I believe I'm in one league called Stone Cutter with Omar. Good year to you, and shout out to that, my guy.
That summer gun won every single league that I share with him. I'm like,
Belt to
bro,
ass,
how are you at the top? How are you at the top of every single league? But
belt to
I
ass.
think he had a lot of Derrick Henry and he had a lot of CMC, so that goes without saying that he had some damn good teams.
That
Down the
me.
stretches. This
Oh, that's Omar.
as Omar.
Hey, hold up.
He's my menka.
Hey,
My
that's me.
menka.
Shout out to you, Omar. Hey, I didn't even know
What's your
that.
What's your secret? Because I wanna win more than five next year. What is the secret
Yeah, what's the sauce?
to taking home 10 plus titles? Do you have to be in like 50 leagues or yeah,
CMC every up. There
CMC?
it is. Hold on, let's throw that on there. CMC everywhere. I mean, hey, if you took the chance on CMC going being the number one overall running back of 2025, who had that on their bingo card? Because a lot of us had
I,
him getting hurt.
I believe I did. I
Oh yeah,
told you guys on this here podcast to buy CMC everywhere, and nobody listened until like right before the season started. He wound up being a top 12 guy in redraft, but
I got him for a late
yeah,
first.
I was singing the praises of getting CMC everywhere. I wish I had more, but basically all of the leagues I have him in, I either got first or second in. So yeah, CMC.
Shout out to CMC. I mean, I think a couple guys got you right. Bijan, if you went Bijan over, Bijan was probably a winner as well, and kind of where I thought Jameer Gibbs was going to, even though and going into the year, I still would have had Bijan over Jamar Gibbs. What is it? Stafford and Puka, Adam Stacks. Hey, I would never, and maybe I need to come around to that. And let's Matter of fact, and the hell of the title of the YouTube video is "What Did We Learn in 2025?" And I learned I need to get over my hate of Puka Nakua and start drafting me some Puka Nakua. I have never drafted Puka Nakua
Finally.
in none of my leagues. I have never drafted Puka Nakua once, never traded for him. I think it's time for me in 2026 to make a change and go get me some Nakua.
Too late now.
Yeah, now the brick
Yeah,
is up.
you
You
better
price the
get
brick.
him. You better get him in startups because, like, I don't know, he was like sliding in startups. To start the season, startups, redraft. He was commonly going in the late first, early second, which was basically stealing. I guess people either didn't believe or he'd been hurt somewhat in the 2024 season, but I mean, per game, you know, outside of touchdowns, like he's like one of the best to ever do it.
Hell
And
yeah.
he's been doing it since he was a rookie. I mean, he came out the gate killing. And I saw, I forgot where I saw it, but somebody called him uh, Rob Gronkowski with wide receiver speed,
I can see that.
which which is pretty crazy because you gotta you when you say it like that, it kind of reminds you of Gronkowski, but as a wide receiver. So, yeah, Puka to me, I mean, he's the wide receiver one. Um, and for Justin Jefferson, C.D. Lamb, um, who was the other one? Malik Neighbors in spots.
Yeah. And
Um,
that's a lot of spots that I've heard a lot of people this year.
yeah, Jamar Chase, of course. For all of these wide receivers to go ahead of him in startups, looks kind of foolish. At the end of the season because that guy just he puts up big time numbers every single week.
Puka was a second rounder every single time. And you could get him in the second round, mid second round, maybe even got to the third in some crazy leagues. And now the price of the brick went up. He's going in the first round. He might. I think I've seen him be the first wide receiver sometimes taken in mock drafts that we've done. So hey, I'm getting over my Puka Nakua hate in 2026. And hopefully. But now shoot, somebody was trying to sell Puka to me in one of the leagues I'm in for CD Lamb, Ted McMillan, and a first round pick. I said, all right, you hell nah, I'm good. And I'm not giving up CD. I don't think it's that far. But CD just got hurt this year, but I still believe he would have had healthy, still would have had a top 5 year along with he would have helped Pickens. And I don't know for all my Dallas Cowboys fans, we've seen this quote from Dak this year, but Dak said the other day where he felt like his performance this year didn't directly influence wins or losses. This is the first year he felt like he did all he could, but the defense was just buttermilk buns. So I hope Jerry Jones, if you're out here listening, we need to fix that shit, man.
Well, I mean, yeah. The answer for fixing the awful defense was to get a linebacker that couldn't start for an equally awful defense in Cincinnati.
Logan Wilson,
I
man.
mean, Quentin Williams is a stud, obviously,
Yeah,
but
but yeah.
Logan Wilson, I mean, that didn't help anybody.
Jamie, hold on. I am read off Jamie's first comment. He said, "I cheat to win. I listen to Fourth and Fantasy." And he also
Smart
said,
man.
"Would you give up ETN for Metcalf and Dynasty?" Hell no.
I'm not a fan of Metcalf. I don't think he's very good at football. I think he's built like an Adonis. If it was like Marvin Harrison, like if it was points per bicep league, I mean he would be going first, everywhere. But doing football things, staying in bounds near the sideline, making good hands catches,
Hmm.
being consistent, uh, not beating up folks in the stands.
Right.
If it's those things, then no, it's not Metcalf. I think ETN he's been good for long enough. I think we can safely
Cohen likes him.
assume that he'll be good. he'll be good for at least a couple years. Metcalf, I don't know. He just feels like a guy that's going to flame out the league early.
And Metcalf is the crash out that everyone thought George Pickens was. Shout out that he's going to be a Cowboy. And if y'all didn't notice, he got pulled when Dak Prescott and CD Lamb got pulled. So that tells you how the Cowboys feel about him. He's definitely going to be on the Dallas Cowboys in 2026. And there might be, I know there's going to be a couple strategies I'm going to switch up this year. And that's going to lead to me to my second thing I learned in 2025, Rocco. I believe it's time for me to stop selecting CD Lamb all the goddamn time in first.
I told you this fucking shit last offseason, but you won't listen to me.
I
You
think
know,
it's
you won't
time.
listen to me. I said, bro, if you got the same player on every single team, if that dude blow his knee out, every single one of your team gonna be fucked.
I felt that this year. I very much felt that this year. And with CD Lamb missing those 4 games that he did, that hurt me. And definitely in the one of my big, one of my $75 league that I run, CD Lamb went out. Tyreek Hill ended up tearing up his knee. Then I'm trying to think of who else I had. Oh, Aaron Jones ended up getting hurt.
Oh, you had the all unk team, huh?
Yeah, the whole man. But I mean,
You just sprinkle not any young players in there.
I love CD because my strategy for that league was I was hoping to win it my first 2 years. I had the team to do it. It just didn't happen that way. Injuries happened. Goddamn injuries. These last 2 years has been one of the worst case of injuries for the fantasy football season, and just ever, honestly, at this time. Get rid of turf. I don't know what we need to do. Give them bionic kneecaps. We need this shit fixed up, man, because my fantasy football leagues, that's a lot of them. It wasn't the fact that I selected wrong. It was just bad injuries to key players.
Um, yeah, I think I'll go ahead and answer this question
Yeah, go ahead, Rob.
because you've had it up for a second.
Yeah.
Um, I build through stud wide receivers, so I wouldn't trade ETN for Jaden Higgins. I would hold Jaden Higgins. Um, you know, he's got a very similar profile to Nico Collins, and he's been breaking out all over the place down the stretch. So he still has a chance to really gain some dynasty value in the playoffs. Not saying that ETN doesn't, but you know, I wouldn't trade a young studly wide receiver for a bit of an aging back. I think ETN is 26. So while I would do it for Metcalf because I think I don't think Metcalf's that good at football, I would take the black box prospect of Jaden Higgins because I know that he's a good prospect. He's a good athlete.
Mhm.
He's in a decent situation, and he has a chance to increase in value very soon. The only thing that could happen week 10, he's kind of maximized his value right now. And if he
No.
were to twist an ankle or hurt his knee somewhat, and I mean I'm not wishing this on anybody, but if he were to do any of that in the playoffs, because he still has at least one, two, maybe 4 games left, then his value is going to be totally nuked. So I'm not trading for running backs that are still playing right now.
He, he turns 27
That
too.
doesn't seem smart. Hmm?
He turns 27 and
Yeah.
on January 26th this month. So yeah, man, he's only getting older. He already had injury history before. Amazing year. Shout out to him. And I'm glad he had the year he had because it seemed like Liam Cohen actually does like him some Travis Etienne. And I don't know if you saw the post from Rashard White the other day, but it seems like he's saying goodbye to Tampa Bay. Is that somebody you're curious about to see on a different team? Do you like you some Rashard White?
I mean, I think he's okay. I'm not going to aggressively go after him. I thought he had a chance to kind of glow up this year. He had plenty of opportunity. Bucky was hurt for a good portion of the season, and he didn't hit like I thought he had a chance to hit. He just kind of did what he always does. So, in my opinion, he's a committee back. I don't think he'll ever be like a true bell cow or as close as a guy can be to a bell cow in this day and age. So no, I mean if he's cheap, maybe I'll throw a third for him, but I'm not aggressively going after him. No, I don't. I don't foresee a team where his value could increase like that much.
Mm. And then he says, Jamie says, sucks because I have Jalen Noel on the Higgins team. I mean, I guess that's not. We saw Noel have a solid, be part of the offense this past game. I mean, it's not the worst thing. So, and they got a good quarterback. It could be worse.
I think he's saying that I mean
Hold
they
on.
have Nico Collins who. Wait, give me a second. Let me finish
Mhm.
this point.
Yeah, go
They
ahead.
got
Let me.
They got Nico Collins, who is an alpha, who's going to command targets. Now you got Higgins. Now you got Noel. So I think what he's saying is there's not enough target pie to go around for those two guys.
Yes.
But both of them are good prospects. So they're just a hold for me. I mean, you know, somebody in that room could get hurt, and one of those other guys can steam up and glow up a little bit. As far as Rashad White on the Saints, I'm good. I'm good. Like I'm okay. Like what do you want me to say? I mean we got Alvin Kamara. He's still under contract. I believe he comes back. I mean
One more year?
he should be. Yeah,
One more year or two?
I think it's one more year.
Okay.
It's one more year. We got out after this year, but I believe he'll be back. He stated he wants to be with the team, and now the team is actually having some success. And
Hmm.
we found our quarterback. So, Tyler Shuck and Alvin Kamara would look good together. We also got Devin Neal, who's played, well, and Audric Estime could be the third guy. So I don't see the room for a Rashad White. He kind of duplicates kind of what Devin Neal would do.
And to the point of the Texans, they ranked ninth this year in passing attempts. So they're still in the top 10. I think that's enough piece of the pie. If they were any lower than that, and I feel you, because then you got hell, crazy to say that the Arizona had 649 passing attempts, ranking first. And I can believe Mm,
Yeah, they were fucking fantasy gold.
they had to throw that thing. There was damn near. I think Jacoby Brissett was the reincarnation of Jameis Winston type season. Fuck it, Michael Wilson down there somewhere type. And I know you want to take a little victory lap where I know because you wasn't the highest on Marvin Harrison Jr. And do you think in 2026 that, and I'll let you get to something that you learned in 2025 too. Um, I know. How do you feel about Marvin Harrison Jr. this going into 2026? Do you think he can redeem himself? Year three is when our receivers really take a leap.
I mean,
He's
I wasn't on him before. I mean, I don't. I mean, if the price lowers, I could be on anybody. But people paying 2 and 3 first for Marvin Harrison coming into the 2025 season was just lunacy to me. Like, none of his advanced numbers look good. His contested catches, his yards per route run. I mean, they wanted that guy to. I mean, they drafted that guy to be the number one on that team, and it just hasn't materialized. Even when Jacoby Brissett got inserted into the lineup, he, you know, even when Jacoby Brissett got inserted into the lineup,
hmm
Marvin Harrison still didn't do anything, worthy, with
That's true.
Jacoby Brissett. And to see how Michael Wilson looked with Jacoby Brissett, uh, kind of makes you
Tough
think that
truth.
Michael Wilson might be the number one there. And if
Yep.
Michael Wilson's the number one there,
Agreed.
and Trey McBride is like the actual number one or the co number one,
hmm
then that's not leaving a lot on the bone for Marvin Harrison. I mean, Jacoby Brissett, I would bet money he's not the 2026 starting quarterback. He may catch on with somebody, but I mean that team went what? I mean, oh,
Bad
and
tip.
whatever. Did they win that last week?
Like, honestly, I stopped paying attention to their whole team. I'm gonna be honest with you,
Yeah,
but
so they went on a long ass losing streak. So it's hard to justify even with those
they
awesome.
lost.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah. I mean, I think they lost like 12 games in a row with Jacoby Brissett. So it's hard to justify Jacoby Brissett being the 2026 starter when you have all this money invested in Kyler Murray, and the team didn't win not one single solitary game with Jacoby Brissett. So I think Jacoby Brissett will be more of a trade piece for them than seriously considered to be the 2026 opening day starter.
And I know that they just fired their head coach. Does that make you feel better?
I
Yeah, I
mean,
guess we got to see who comes in first, right? I think, and that
yeah,
can be like my third I talk about, but I'll let you get to your. I'll let you hit one of
I,
yours.
I feel like that. They're bringing in somebody. They're going to want to bring in somebody who's going to go in the interview and say, I can work with Kyler Murray. We got all this money invested in him. I can work with him. I could draw out the best in him. I can get him preparing the right way and
Hmm.
and and playing the right way, and we can win games with him. That's going to be what they're looking for in interviews. So yeah, I think that Kyler Murray is going to be the day one starter. Unless somebody knocks their socks off and they wind up trading him, I think he'll be the opening day starter for the Cardinals.
Hey, I hope they bring in a offensive minded head coach, just like the Atlanta Falcons, but them firing their head coach Raheem Morris. Teams are not playing around. They're getting these guys up out of here. The season just ended just a couple days ago, yesterday, and they said, "All right, y'all gotta it's time to figure out what y'all gonna be doing next." I like it while my Dallas Cowboys are taking 10 to 12 days to figure out what to do with our defensive coordinator. I tell you what to do. Send that man on his ass, okay? He needs to be in the unemployment line. God damn it, because he doesn't need to be employed by the Dallas Cowboys. We had one of the worst defense when play you had basically when you had any fantasy off a wide receiver, quarterback, running back going towards the end of the year, not running back, but wide receiver, quarterback, and you were facing the Dallas Cowboys, you had them in your starting lineup. That was an easy start, and it typically went good for you against us. So our corners sucked, but now Trevon Diggs, I see what you did. You just didn't want to be a Dallas Cowboy because he decided to wait till he got off the team to start strapping. That's disrespectful. Shout out to him, but whatever. We actually secured the 12th overall pick. So, Caleb Downs, you are a Dallas Cowboy. Come on down. But hopefully, we look to have some Devy content, some college content, some draft content throughout the offseason. So, stay tuned on that. We have a great Devy college community. Shout out to everyone that covers it. But, Rocco, what was something that you learned in 2025, my guy?
Mm.
It's hard when you
What-
went when you had a successful year.
Hey, I think these are. It's always continually learning. I mean, I don't get satisfied with winning. 5 championships, 6 championships. I want to
Especially when
win
you hear
fucking. I
11.
want to win. I want to win fucking damn near all of them.
All of them.
Not all of them are possible. Some of them are in a deep rebuild, but I go into every season wanting to win all of my leagues. And I think the way you can do that, I think Omar Diaz was kind of alluding to it.
Mhm.
He got CMC everywhere. Uh, but you can't go into 2026
With the same mind.
wanting the next. I mean,
Mhm.
wanting to repeat and go back to the CMC well.
Mhm.
That well might be dry in 2026. So what
Heard
you
that.
want to do is you want to go into 2026 and find the next CMC, the next guy that people say, "Oh, he's always hurt.
Yeah.
He he's just not going to do it. He's too old." Because what I find is that a lot of these guys that have been awesome throughout their entire career, they will be awesome again. They may have a down year here and there, but you know, they don't stop being awesome until they just don't have it anymore. So some of the early candidates for me, I think I'm going to be back in on Alvin Kamara in 2026,
Okay.
like we were talking about earlier. I think he'll be back with the Saints. He'll be back with a good team, with the uh, division championship caliber team. If you do the right thing in the front office,
Does it mean you are a believer of Kellen Moore?
he does some good things and he does some bad things. I mean, it's a mixed bag for me, but I mean, he was the guy that got us Tyler Shucks, so it's hard to be mad at him about anything. I mean, sometimes he's slow to adjust. I mean, he will adjust eventually, but sometimes takes a while to adjust to certain things.
Mhm.
It took him like almost the whole season to put in like Devon Vele, even though he was clearly a pretty damn good player once they did get him on the field. Um, he shelved Estime until the last week or two,
Mhm.
and I think he's definitely can play. He's definitely uh, a type of player that we've been missing for most of the year. I know he hasn't been here all year, but I feel like he could have got onto the field a little bit sooner. Little small things, but I mean he selected Tyler Shuck, so that smooths over a lot of bad decisions. Just like with our GM Mickey Loomis, getting the quarterback smooths over a lot of bad decisions, and there were a lot
Yeah.
of bad decisions that got us to this point in time. We should have been rebuilding years ago, but um, I do believe in him to a point. I think he's still got some learning to do, and he's a first year head coach, so that comes with time. If you'd asked me the same question, 8-10 weeks ago, I'd probably had a different answer. But I'm satisfied with him in his first year. But yeah, he just needs to keep getting better, just at his craft. But yeah, I think AK is a guy that I'm interested in. I'm interested in basically all of the Eagles, and I know you're not going to want to hear that, but I mean, I
I'm gonna
don't
have to
think
go
it
about that
could
one.
get. I think they're gonna lose in the first round to the
Okay.
49ers. They're
Love to
gonna
see
get
it.
their ass kicked by the 49ers in the first round,
About to happen.
and that smug asshole Nick Sirianni is gonna realize,
I really don't like
hey,
it.
maybe I need to actually get in an offensive coordinator that's got some experience, that's led good offenses, that knows what the fuck he's doing.
Mm.
And, they invest more on that side, in 2026. I think they'll go back and they'll go heavy on offensive line because the offensive line wasn't as good as it's been in years past. And besides that, they're very talented across the board. They have one of the best defenses in the league. They got Saquon Barkley, they got AJ Brown, they get Devonta Smith, and I think if they get a good offensive coach, I think they can kind of turn around some of the things that's plagued Jalen Hurts this year. So I think all of those guys are gonna glow up to close to 2024 levels in 2026. So yeah, that's a lesson I'm learning, that I need to find the the players that are devalued going into 2026,
Hell yeah.
and start racking up value on those guys.
Yeah, for me, I think another one is to try to diversify a little bit more on my end. I know not get too locked down. I know Baker Mayfield killed, and that's another player that killed me in a lot of spots. He didn't have the year that I thought he was going to continue to have, and hell, I think we saw that with Liam Cohen. And if you were still a Trevor Lawrence buyer, he definitely got you a championship this year, especially during championship week, going for 3 touchdowns, 2 on the ground, which means a lot more in 4 point passing leagues. Who knew that? Well, some people were already out on T Law. Some people were like, I wanted to get this guy out of Jacksonville, but Liam Cohen did his thing. I'm looking forward to see what he's able to do with them boys in 2026. Let's see if Brian Thomas Jr. can get back to his rookie year caliber of talent, but also somebody who came up this year. And this goes well into being more on a waiver wire warrior, like you just said in one of your leagues where you acquired you after the trade deadline, and you had to be just more on waivers. Those can really save you. And where I'm going with that one is Parker Washington was a player on waivers, and he absolutely established a role towards the end of the year, having some pretty nice weeks, and who was somebody who you could have got for the free 99. You didn't have to draft him at all. He was up there for the opening, and you just had to have him on your team until he got his opportunity to shine. Is Parker Washington someone that you have on your squad, Marco?
I don't think I have one share,
Mm. I think I have two.
honestly.
Yeah, I
I
think.
I don't think I have one share on any of my teams unless it's like a shared team with me and Max. I don't recall having him on any of my teams.
Yeah, for me, what I want to do in 2026, I'm going to have a very, very good hard look at my rosters that I have now. Still trying to decide because there's still some leagues that still haven't kicked over. So I'm trying to get a final number on how many leagues I'm in. I know there's about 4 that aren't coming back. I'm not mad about it because I know I might join 2 this offseason. I know Fortune Fantasy is looking at starting another one this year because I know our boy Jared was looking to join one. So hey, I'm ready to do what we need to do. But yeah, I think I got a couple more. I think I got a couple to join this year, just to see how many I leave. Or I don't think I've left one. So far, we have all agreed to go ahead and just disband. And hell, people join so many this like during this time, and that's another thing, man. I'm tired of and this is not for more of us. This is just for if you know anybody. I know everybody knows a person like this who always goes, "Oh, I joined too many leagues," but and is I get it. Sometimes you do, but you can tell when a guy is just one of those person who just likes to draft. They're not active during. They're not active during the year. They're not, you know, making no trades. They're just silent. So, or the ones that just leave. If you're gonna do once again, if you're gonna do the dynasty, it's 365. This is not the time to go silent. People still want to make trades during the off season. People still want to try to improve their team. Try to look at your inbox, even if it's a bad trade. Go ahead and reject it, just so they know what's up. Don't leave them on red, and do what Rocco does. Leave a funny meme or GIF if it's something crazy. For me, I use the Amon Shumpert. What you want? That's one of my favorite ones to send to people when they send some bullshit to my inbox. But hey, man, I always say the shop is always open 24/7. Whenever you want to send a trade my way, I am taking that thing. Well, not taking it, but I'm looking at it and seeing if it makes sense. Someone said they wanted my 103 for CMC. Dr. Seuss and his bitch. That was a bar. No, you're not. I'm not giving you. I'm not giving you my 103 for CMC. People had lost their damn mind. I know he was the number one running back in 2025, but the man is also 30. The man also has injury history. Why in the hell would trade an early first rounder for CMC? Could he do it again in 2026? Sure. I'm not going. I'm not going to argue it. Could something very much go wrong with Christian McCaffrey in 2026? Yes. All right. And that's another thing, being able to pivot, being able to know where to go. This man, 30 now because I took over one of Memphis Young Lee's. Rest in peace. Shout out to Memphis Young.
Yeah, man, he was. he was one of the first podcasts. Him and Fantasy Mansion, Matt Kelly, who we're a Fast Draft affiliate with his company. Those were like some of the first fantasy football podcasts like I really listened to. So he was kind of a pioneer in these streets, and he put on one of the best shows out there, and I didn't really have any personal interaction, but I was a fan of his show. So yeah, that really sucked, man. He was too young, man. You just never know when it's gonna be your time, bro. You know, it's terrible. As a father to teenagers, that's fucking horrible, man. Rest in peace. If you're able to donate to his GoFundMe, please do. Um, you know, uh, a sudden loss like that is devastating to a family. But yeah, I wanted to give a quick shout out to Memphis.
And this also slipped my mind. I wanted to say speedy recovery out to Chris Olave too, because I know he had a blood clot that they found, so that he missed the last game. They found it early, so nothing serious. But speedy recovery out to Chris Olave as well.
Yeah, I mean, our guy Ben said, if they didn't discover this fast enough, it could have potentially been fatal. So I'm glad they caught that. You know, that pulmonary, I'm butchering this pulmonary
Hey
embolism.
man, yeah, yeah. I'm
But,
not gonna give you no hard. Those are hard
that's
ones.
that's fucked up. Somebody that young, but luckily they caught that. Before it got worse.
Mm.
So yeah. I mean, and having a career season too. He finally has a quarterback a non-dickhead quarterback that
Yeah,
throws him into
hospital
concussions every
ball.
other game. Yeah, that guy.
Not giving him concussions, and he talked about it a little bit, where that did very much play into his mindset early on of just getting down, not taking unnecessary hits, and he just had to get used to playing ball. But at the end of the day, it is just ball. And am I back on Chris Olave? Because I know I was more off just because of injuries. He was getting concussions. I was very much selecting Chris Olave in spots. I traded for Chris Olave in some leagues before. It just, and that's another thing that goes into fantasy. When you really hit on guys, like that's when you have a year. Now things go bad. Tyreek Hill. I still love Tyreek Hill as a player. Uh, and if his knee injury didn't happen, I still felt like he would have had a 1,000-yard season for sure. But
Yeah,
also,
I
it's
mean,
all the news. Tua is not supposed to come back in Miami. So shout out to
yeah,
all.
that was too many steps, bro. I mean, he, before you even get into the personal stuff, I mean, he was catching passes from Tua tags. They also have another, decent receiver there,
Mhm.
and the dude was slowly turning into Antonio Brown with all of the wackiness. So, yeah, I was. It was a stay away from me. But I do have one Tyreek because somebody dropped him in the league.
Mhm. I knew. I see. As soon as I said it, I knew I fucked up too. I knew I fucked up too.
Oh, did he?
Oh, did he, man? Oh, all that, man. But no, I feel like this year has very much. I honestly having so many third places pissed me off because there was leagues that I had. Now injuries once again hurt me out. Like Devonte Adams fucking up his hamstring, Drake London getting hurt and basically trying to come back to be himself at the end of the year. Jameer Gibbs, Lions just totally falling apart towards the end of the year. Baker Mayfield not being in the top 10. Mark Andrews being boo boo choo. Like I don't know what's like. It's just all just went downhill for me. So the couple of things I did, shout out to Javante. I hope he's back to Cowboys next year. and because I did like what he did place a lot of top 10 finishes and what he did, and he had double digits rushing touchdowns. I think we have an amazing offensive line going into 2026, what we can build upon. So hopefully things go up. I do have a couple of things I do want to look at my fantasy teams and kind of just tune up, look at and try to, or if I the startups that I do join, kind of reset the strategy. But I think I'm at the point where only winning well, like three or four, I believe it was four. I ended up finishing two. I think one was free and three were paid, but it was more like $20. Uh,
You still do free leagues?
yeah, I enjoy the game, man. Yeah, I enjoy it. So and
I'm downsizing, man. My app don't even work right with 30 leagues. Like the shit go like starts like acting slow, and then I get all stressed out because
mm,
I'm trying to like make sure all my lineups are set like in 30 leagues, and I'm like scrolling and scrolling. It seems like the scroll never ends. I think 25. I think 25 for me is going to be the perfect number. Um, it's hard because we're in so many discords, and
mm.
everybody's like, "Hey, man, you want to jump in?"
Enjoying,
Yeah,
yeah,
fuck
yeah,
yeah! I want to
yeah.
beat y'all, some with guns.
Mhm.
I want to beat y'all, motherfuckers. And then the next thing you know, you're in 30 leagues. So
And
yeah,
then
I have to.
you're in 52.
Absolutely, absolutely, absolutely fucking not. I will walk away from Dynasty fantasy football if I'm in 52. I can't
Yeah.
like the shit like you have like a whole different mindset because I don't even have time to like, you know, look over every roster and find trades. It becomes like if you send me an offer, I'll respond to it. Maybe we'll get something to work out.
Mm.
But I just don't have the time to to work waivers in every league to make sure all the lineups are set to carve out an hour before kickoff and make sure like I don't have any late scratches in my lineup. It becomes too much work. I think 25. I think I can handle perfectly. Um,
And I think that's another thing I learned in 2025, Rock, is that it kind of being in that many kind of, I won't say it took the enjoyment out of it because I still love fantasy football, but it was more of was like trying to set, like you said, especially with all the injuries, being checking every lineup, making sure you don't have a hurt player in your lineup, trying to make sure, trying to stay active on the waiver wire, trying to say, when you're in that many leagues, it's you think you can handle that much, and it goes back to I'm most likely because I do still play free leagues because once again I enjoyed the game, but there is a couple. That's why I'm not mad at a few that did get rolled over because it's helping me. And I also do play
and
fantasy
yeah,
basketball.
some that got nuked.
Yeah, it got nuked. And I also play fantasy
I'm
basketball.
praying a couple of them get nuked, but I think all of them are going to roll over. We got something in the works. For people that are overwhelmed with fantasy leagues, dynasty leagues,
Mhm.
coming out soon. We'll be rolling that out pretty soon, but that's not for today. But yeah, I think you hit on something with not overcommitting.
Yeah.
Um, because I overcommitted to Kenneth Walker the third.
Ooh, good segue.
I got him on way too many leagues, and I think part of it is the take lock. Because you see how good he can be, but if you're not paying attention to the off season and what they're saying about guys, and there was a lot of coach speak about Zach Charbonnet, how much they loved him, how much he was
Yeah.
showing up every day, doing exactly, running the plays exactly as they drew him up. Um, and I think that's what kind of holds Kenneth Walker back a little bit, especially for that team is he can go off script sometimes, which could lead to a long touchdown or it could lead to a negative play.
Mhm.
Um, and so I think in retrospect you can kind of see this coming with Sharps. Um, just kind of based on the coach speak. I still think that Kenneth Walker has one of the biggest ceilings, in the whole NFL. I think
No
he's
doubt.
on the talent spectrum. He's right up there with the top guys. But if he's not getting the work, he'll never hit that ceiling. So me being overcommitted and sending out a first or whatever for him in plenty of leagues, basically drafting him every time in the fifth to sixth round, um, kind of bit me on the butt. And basically, none of the teams I had him on where I counted on him as a top two running back, none of those teams advanced. So that's something that I have to kind of wrestle with in the off season is not being so take locked on a guy to where I'm overcommitted and have a guy in over half my leagues because if that guy doesn't play well, if that guy blows an ACL,
With that.
um, anything goes wrong with that player, then you're going to have a lot of tank teams that just don't have a shot.
And either A, you're going to have to overspend to try to overcompensate for the loss. And that's how you put yourself, excuse me, that's how you put yourselves even further complications to where you're just drawing out the trying to turn that team around. And some people really do. And what this also goes out to people who create shit teams, then leave the league. Not cool, not right. You made the team, and then I hear this. If you already paid the year before, I'm not mad at that. Go ahead and bounce out. Do your thing. But if you haven't and you created a shit team, like you single handedly had everything to do why that team is bad, you're POS. That's all I'm going to say. Or the people who try to be sneaky and try to get refunds off of League Safe. You know who
I,
you know who you is.
I feel like I know where you're going with that one.
You know who you is. Don't be trying to get back the League Safe money. You trying to be on the sneak. Come on, people. We gotta be better than that. And that's
I
why
think
you need to go get into fan cred, fan cred, a new, better league safe without no goddamn fees. I know the founder's been talking a little bit out there, but I do like I've been talking in a few of my leagues where I'm trying to see get their interest about fan cred and see what's on there. But honestly, I'm just trying to figure out for the people who uh thinks it's okay to try to do the sneaky stuff. And luckily, they won't be getting the refund because I had already set the deadline to the 31st and they tried to do it 2 days after. And they had to I get the
out of
email, I
here.
look at it, I was like, who's trying to get a refund? For what? Come
You
on now.
know who the fuck you are.
Come on,
You know
man.
who the fuck you are.
Right.
Another thing that I think I'm gonna implement next year is I need to save a little bit of fab money throughout the season. Especially with all of these injuries that we've been seeing, more and more guys are relevant at different parts of the year. Um, Even at quarterback, you saw how many quarterbacks went down and how many quarterbacks suddenly gained a shitload of value. Look at Malik Willis. I mean, he was on waivers, even
Man,
in deep dynasty leagues, of a lot of deep dynasty leagues. He gets in there and now people are talking about he could be a 2026 starter for a team. A team could trade for him. And if that dude starts, I mean, he's immediately worth a first round pick. Look at Justin Fields. As terribly as he played, he even became a first round pick once he got to be a starter. So, just any player like that runs, uses his legs. That's a Konami code. Hey, what's up, Dynasty? Big Mac. How does it feel to be sitting on the couch with us this year?
He got himself a dub in league. Actually, what a better way to cut to a league champ ad than having the current league champ for his first championship or a league champ championship getting it. And Ben, let the people know what jersey you about to be getting, Playboy. I know it feels good, don't it?
I think I saw a picture of the one he's getting. Man, big Dynasty, Big Mac. And the beautiful thing about League Champ is they're gonna still be running contests through the playoffs,
Yep.
so you'll have a lot of opportunities to win that jersey. At least four more opportunities to win a jersey, like our guy Ben McCowan just did it for his first time, and not a moment too soon in Week 18. He just edged me out by zero point 0.3 points. I thought I had him, but that son of a bitch,
I
Aaron
know he came close
Rodgers,
last week.
played mid and not league worse. And I think the other guy that hit for him was Jalen Warren. I was all in on the Gainwell hype, and Jalen Warren said, "Not so fast, man. Got to get Dynasty Big Mac his JSN jersey." So yeah, hit the music.
Let's go. Mm, mm, and shout out to Ben again for winning his championship and getting a JSN jersey on the way, just like you can by playing league champ, being the number one ranker of the week. And we got so much more. They're doing it for the playoffs, baby. And that's when I know week 18, really, there was so many teams that were resting guys. So that's kind of bit some people in the butt too. But the playoffs, that's when you get in the best performance. That's when it really you can actually start to hope guys gonna give you their best game, hopefully. So I'm just happy and I'm happy and but I'm sad at the same time because we're doing a Monday show, but there's no game going on right now. No more Monday night games. No more third.
They got a Monday night game next week, a
Uh,
playoff game.
yeah, it's playoff, and I don't think they're more. Yeah, so I mean, hey, hopefully I get a no Eagles Super Bowl. Hopefully get bounced out the first round.
Oh, the Eagles are definitely losing to the 49ers
Put them on the backwood.
round one, just like Aaron Rodgers is definitely getting his ass handed to him by the Houston Texans. I don't think there could be a worse matchup for Aaron Rodgers in the first round.
With a
As,
young
as an
defense.
old guy that hates getting hit against one of the hardest hitting pipe laying mofos out there, the Houston Texans. Man, to see Will Anderson crumble Aaron Rodgers in half,
That's what
can't
exactly what
wait.
I'm talking
Can't wait.
about. And did you see what Mike Tomlin said? He said so they had asked Mike Tomlin. So basically they were like, "Oh, basically you won. You were a field goal away. What if they would have made it? Then the Steelers season would have been over and you would have been going home." Mike Tomlin said, "Well, if my auntie had bell parts, then she would be my uncle." I said, "Brother, what made you go with that sentence, brother?" But nevertheless, he's right. I mean, Steelers, hey, Ravens and Tyler Loop. I'm sorry, guy. This is why people don't like kickers.
I just think it's funny that, after all these years, a man sport where guys beat each other brainless for 60 minutes, week in and week out, for 18 weeks, you know, you know, that they could have these little wimpy little girly men come out there and decide their fucking whole season.
Mhm.
That's gotta fuck with people in the head a little bit. Like, can't they find a better way than kicking field goals to decide games? And also, you know, this is kind of on hardball. Like,
Yeah,
you
you know,
had time on the clock, you had a timeout. Why are you setting up for a 45-yard field goal? Get that motherfucker in the end zone.
as much as you can,
Then
honestly.
you're not letting the field goal kicker decide the game. So, I know that's standard practice. You're in field goal position, rely on the field goal kicker, but
Analytics.
to let your whole season ride on this 120-pound, uh, you know, shrimp of a guy,
Mm.
it just defies logic for the game that they actually play.
I thought that shit was hilarious.
You know, like
Yeah.
like it's like the NBA. Like, you got these 6'8", team of monsters, and the game is decided, and an accountant comes out and does math or something to decide the fucking game. I don't know. It just doesn't
Make you feel
correlate.
good.
It just doesn't I know it's part of the game, but like, for one person that has so little to do with like the rest of the game to have big, such a big part of the outcome of the game it's just
I mean, then that gives you the legendary kickers like the Adam Vinatieri's of the world. He came in the clutch, and you're clutch until you're not. They love you till they don't. Until you miss a Super Bowl winning with field goal, or until you miss a field goal that would have took you to the playoffs. Then you're getting hate mail.
I guess
So
the only good thing for them is they get to go on vacation a week early, and they don't get to get all smashed up by the Houston Texans.
I mean, hey, Jamar Chase said, "I'm gonna do what y'all told me to do. I'm taking my ass to Cancun." That's what Jamar Chase said in his exit interview.
1, 2, 3, Cancun.
Cancun. Hey, enjoy your time off in the off season, playboy. But those were a couple of things that we learned in 2025 to be able to be better in 2026. There's a lot of things that I know I can do different in 2026, and hopefully it bring me better outcomes. Still had a successful year, nevertheless. Still won some championships, but still not satisfied. I'm like Omar, like a good friend over Omar. Hell, he in the double digits. I'm trying to be. I got to get back into that. I need to be. I need to be where he at. And there was too many league saves I was feeling that had Omar as first place. So that's gonna be a little different this year. And so, and shoot, he beat me to take our DFB league. So shout out to Omar. He's definitely one of our good ones in the leagues that we're in that we share. And Rocco, how we feeling? I hope I was happy to hear that your 2025 fantasy season went well. And let's continue this shit in 2026, Playboy, because we can't stay true to our we are your fantasy playbook to more championship wins if we don't get no championship wins, baby. But I'm Honcho, and this is my guy,
It's Rocco. Call me Rocco.
and we are your once again fantasy playbook to more championship wins. Join the Discord. We can't help you all the time on live. We can help you. We can get more in depth, and on Discord, hell, we can. Yep. Shout out to you, Omar. Yo, yes, sir. Tap in. You can find the link to our Discord in the YouTube video. You can also find the link to the rest of our social media. We're on Twitter. We're on TikTok. We're on Blue Sky. Wherever you can find us, tap in with us. We're trying to win and bring you more championships in 2026. So to add a little bit of manana in your pocket, I know Rocco adding a little bit, and hope the IRS ain't listening. It's ain't.
Oh no, I didn't win enough to declare.
So, shout out to everybody that brought
Maybe
back
next year.
dubs, and hopefully we actually were able to help you win some championships this previous year. It was amazing to give us every episode. Thank you again for everyone who tapped into our Morning Rush show. That's going to be back in 2026, even better. Thank you for all the engagement throughout the fantasy season. We really saw a difference between when we first started towards the end of the year. Shoot, on Christmas time, y'all tapped in with us. Y'all tapped in with us for every week for the Morning Rush. Y'all was in the Discord. Shout out y'all y'all on TikTok arguing with each other. It's fucking hilarious. We absolutely love it. Shout out to my boy Rocco for doing this thing with me. When we first started this thing, 2000, 2026. We started this 2024 November, I think.
24, yeah.
Yep. And go just and this year November will be our second year. God damn it, love to see it. Continue to grow with us. Continue to tap into the content. Thank you for all the support so far. 2025 was a hell of a year, but we're coming even harder in 2026. This is Fourth in Fantasy. And Rocco, for last of 2025, where are we the land of, my boy?
We're on Fantasy Football Podcast for Dynasty Sickos by Dynasty Sickos. Everybody's welcome. We're coming rock hard in 2026.
Rock hard, baby. Rock hard, baby. And just like that, here's Lead Champ once again, where you can win a free NFL jersey. We're still going for the NFL playoffs. Let's get it.